goes away, direction code slides to the left, and then down in the receiver, you'll see an arrive at final bar pop in. It's gonna stair step you down each stop. So you're not getting to a customer going, oh God, which stop am I? Am I stop 1, 3, 10, 9, 7, 2, what am I doing? We have guys that get to their final delivery and they'll send it to arrive at shipper before because they didn't know what they were doing. This eliminates that. It walks you through step by step what you need to send. So in the receiver, if you click the Walmart receiver, you see there's no arrive at final there. And that's because he hasn't loaded with the shipper yet. When he loads with the shipper, that direction slides to the right, and you'll see an arrive at final button in there. Click that, automatically you send that, it goes to empty call. When you send your empty call, that load goes away, and if you're already committed on another load, it automatically sends it. But this is the part that we like. So I've actually zoomed into the customer. Okay, I'm looking at Tyson and Council Bluffs. Now you don't know I'm looking at Tyson and Council Bluffs other than I just told you that, because there's no note, there's no writing there that says, hey look, Tyson and Council Bluffs. The big GPS tag on the left-hand side is the physical address for Tyson. That would take you to their facility. But if you guys notice, there's a smaller tag on the right-hand side.
That's our entrance.
It says other drivers navigated here instead. What this does is it actively notices that, hey, here's the physical address for the customer and this is where we think you should go, and yet for some reason you guys are turning here. Is this right or wrong?
Right.
Now there's a couple of ways you can look at, you guys can look at the customer itself. What would you do? Maybe one of them.
Zoom in, figure out where.
Well, zoom in, but it's gonna, if you zoom into here, it's just gonna show that.
I'm gonna read the sign that says drivers review.
Well, if you go around, if you would actually read the directions, you would know that when you came around that corner on 23rd Avenue, you would see a sign with an arrow pointing to the right that said truck game. And you would see Tyson. It's big letters on the building. It's not like you're gonna miss it. Go, oh my God, I missed it. You're looking to the left and looking at the shiny casino lights or something, you know? That might happen.
Don't be distracted.
There is a casino on the left. So, I believe it's the horseshoe dog track, the horse track down there. I think. This is what it's called. But how would you look at that? What could you do?
I Google
Google
my
Maps.
address
That's what I do.
and look at the street
Okay,
view.
so Google Maps. That's fine. You guys think you can do it on here?
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh.
So instead of pulling up an app, pulling up your phone and Googling Google Maps and trying to figure out on a little bitty screen of your phone what you're doing, you can actually do it right on here, okay? The top right-hand side of this screen, you're gonna see 3 buttons up there. From the left over, one looks like 2 sheets of paper, one looks like a compass, and the other one looks like a mountain with some satellite beams coming in. If you click on that one, it will pull up a satellite image of that facility. It does it for you. Now, as far as people ask me, well, what's the difference between this and Google? There's really not a lot. We have noticed that there are some areas that this is very updated on, and there's some that it's not. Right now, this one shows the drop yard we currently use, and Google doesn't, because it's a brand new facility that they built it last year, I think. But Google hasn't updated their image, but this one did. So there are some updated maps, there are not some updated maps. So just, if you want to use the cross-section of the 2 of them, that's fine too.
Yeah, more the merrier, you know.
More information you got, the better off you are.
Keep from going down the wrong damn road.
So before, when I drove, we had a map. If you wanted to spend money, you could buy a city map
Right.
of the cities you were going to. And if you had the Chicago or the New York map, it was a book that damn thick, it was stupid. And we had a phone number for a payphone.
And a pocket, a bag full of quarters.
And that was it. We didn't have cell phones. They weren't real things.
Just in Star Trek.
And we didn't know what GPS actually was, 'cause it
Right.
didn't exist.
Just in Star Trek.
So with this one, you can actually physically pull up a satellite image of that facility. If you did that, you would see that the main entrance for Tyson, the GPS, the physical address tag is their car entrance, which we don't want you
Right.
going in the car entrance, because if you go in there with a trailer, you can't turn around in there, which means you gotta be towed backwards out on 23rd Avenue. Have you ever been to that plant? It's a 4-lane road down there and very busy. Anybody ever been to that one? Okay. I'll take my word for it. 23rd Avenue is a really busy road. The secondary one is the actual driveway for the truck gate. You turn right there, you go up past The trailers that are sitting in the middle of the road and you turn left into their gate and you're at Tyson. They share a driveway with Thomas E. Wilson, which is a blast freezer that just sits north of their property. We deliver at both places. You wouldn't know that unless you physically looked at it though, or read the directions. Now, here's the thing with GPS systems. Even this system will fail at times, okay? That's why we give you guys directions. That's why you got routes. You got a map. You got a phone. You can pick up and call and say, hey, I'm having issues finding this place, help me out. You got the ability to Google it. Don't rely on just one thing. We do have some guys that all they do is just plug in an address, close their eyes and go. Please don't be one of those.
So the tablet sometimes leads us to the car entrance instead of the trucking entrance.
In this case, it would actually show this. There's a place in Chicago that we've been delivering to more now, thankfully, because the physical address for this place in Chicago is right off Cicero Avenue. If you turn into the physical address, there's no docks there. The docks actually sit on the back of that building. You have to turn a block before to get to the back of this building. The system updates now and it shows where our guys are actually going instead of the physical address. So this is pretty well spot on. And this we like.
So if it
This
says,
could fail based on if all of a sudden we had a 10, 12, 15, 20 guys show up to Tyson, drop their trailer and bobtail across the street and then send it a ride across the street. Because then what will eventually happen is